All right, so you said number 2. So let's walk through number 2 together. Number 2 is 9 to the negative 3 halves. I know, we're going to walk through it again now for people who maybe need a little extra practice. 9 to the negative 3 halves means 1 over 9 to the 3 halves, which means the square root of 1/9 cubed. So the square root of 1/9 is 1/3, and 1/3 cubed is 1/27. All right, good. Another one you think you can do? Which one? 12. 100 to the 3 halves. Good, Trey. What does 100 to the 3 halves mean? The square root of 100 cubed. So the square root of 100 cubed. Square root of 100 is 10, and 10 cubed is 1,000. Here it is.
For question number 3, when you flip it because it's an exponent, or because it's a negative, do you include the x?
No. Question number 3, only the x moves, because the x is the only thing that has the exponent. This is 2 separate numbers. The 2 and the x to the negative 5th are separate. They are not together. So what does that mean? What does x to the negative 5th mean? This is number 3, by the way. What does that mean? 1 over x to the 5th. And you're multiplying that by 2 over 1, 2. So 2 over x to the 5th is the answer. All right, you see the others you can do. 6. 6 is simply 3/4 squared. Now notice, it's not negative, it's not anything. It's just 3/4 times 3/4. So what would the answer be? 9 over 16. That's it. 3 squared over 4 squared. Don't put tricky stuff in. That's easy. Which one? 7. Now, 7 is 3/4 to the negative 2nd. We're doing problem 7 now. What, Tony, are you paying attention, Angel? When we have 3/4 to a negative power, what happens? It flips. So it becomes 4/3 to the 2nd. What's 4/3 to the 2nd? 16. 8 looks easy to me. What's 9 squared? 81. So we have 1/3 times 81. That's 81 over 3, which is 27. Very, very good. 1/3 of 81. Good. That's number 8. We did 12 already. 13. We're picking out kind of all the ones we can do pretty easily. Then we'll go back and look at the ones we struggle with. At number 13, we have practiced this today. Do you see how number 13 has a negative exponent? So you flip it. It's going to be 1/8 to the 2/3. Now, what does a 2/3 exponent mean I have to do? Third root. So I'm going to take the 3rd root of 1/8, and then I'm going to square it. So the 3rd root of 1 is 1, and the 3rd root of 8 is 2. So the cube root of 1/8 is 1/2. What happens when I square it? I get 1 over 4. Very, very good. 11. Oh yeah, 11's easy. 2 to the negative 4th. What does that mean? 2 to the negative 4th. 1 over 2 to the 4th. That's 1 over 16. I think 5 is easy too. You might look at it and think it's tricky, but we've already done one like 5 and there's nothing negative or anything freakish in there. How would that simplify? You have 2 over 6, so you have 3 in the bottom. You'd have x cubed on the top, y. I'm looking at number 5. Why do I have an x cubed on the top? Because there's 4 x's on the top and 1 on the bottom. And then what about the y's? Y squared on the bottom. There's your answer. They cancel. That's number 5. How about 23? What's 23 mean? The cube root of 1,000. And what's the cube root of 1,000? 10. So number 23 is just 10. What about 24? 1 over 1,000. That's it. 1 over 1,000. How about 25? A little bit more involved, but not hard. Number 25 is 3 times 4 to the negative second. These are separate. What does this mean? 1 over 4 squared. What's 1 over 4 squared? 1/16. Now we're going to take that times our 3 over 1. So the answer is 3/16. Can't beat that. That's pretty easy. 26 is exactly the same thing. 3 to the negative second times 6. Forget the 6 for a minute. What's 3 to the negative second? 1/3 squared, which is 1 over 9, times 6 over 1 is 6/9 or 2/3. Ichi, awake? Okay. Did we do 21 yet?
21?
21's kind of easy. What does 21 mean? The cube root of 27 squared. What's the cube root of 27? 3 squared, 9. That's 21. Did we do 20? I can't keep track of which ones we've done. Did we do 20 yet?
No.
All right, 20 is 27 to the negative 2/3. Okay, now it's negative. So 1 over 27 is how we start, and then to the 2/3. That's cube root squared. Very good, Geechee. Anytime you have a fractional exponent, the denominator tells you to root it, and the numerator tells you to power it. So the cube root of 1/27. Anybody know what that is? It's 1/3. Yeah, it's not just 3. It's 1 over 3. And then when you square it, you get 1 over 9. The cube root of 1/27 is 1/3. Squared is 1/9. All right, let's go back and fill in what we don't have. So number 1, we haven't done that yet. You'll have to help me. I want to fill in all the ones we haven't done yet. Okay, we'll get this done. Then you'll have this sheet done. So 16x squared to the 1/2. What does that mean?
Take the square root.
Take the square root. So what's the square root of 16x squared? 4x. So the answer to the problem is 4x. What's the next one we have to do?
We do 3 again.
No, No. Is 4 what's next?
Yeah.
Okay. So 3x to the negative third. All right, now wait a minute. 3x to the negative third. That's going to be 1 over 3x to the third, right? Remember, a negative exponent flips it. Now, 1 cubed is still 1. And you gotta cube both of these. So what's 3 cubed? 27 x cubed. So it's 1 over 27 x cubed. Okay, what's the next one we have to do? 9. Okay, this has a 1/2 exponent. What does a 1/2 exponent mean? Square root? So I'm going to square root this big mess. Is that okay with everybody? So some of it's easy. What's the square root of 16? 4. What's the square root of 9? 3. That's easy. All right, now here we go with the letters. What's the square root of x to the 4th? X squared. What's the square root of y squared? Y. What's the square root of z to the 6th? Z cubed. Very good. You guys are awesome. Remember, when you square root something, you're saying what times itself would give me the number. So if you have 6 z's and you're square rooting that means you're splitting it up into 2 equal groups. Wouldn't each group have to have 3 z's in it? Nicely done. Do we have to do 10?
Yeah.
All right. We did it or didn't? All right, so we take a look at 10. We did these earlier in the year, kind of. All right, tell me what needs to be done here. This is kind of a mess. What? Yep, this guy has to go down. Remember, if they have negative exponents, they move. How about the 4 and the 8? That's going to be 1/2, so I have a 2 in the bottom. You can put a 1 up here if you want. You don't need to, but you can. Now, oh, actually, this time I need to, because these guys are all coming to the bottom, right? How many are already down here? 1, and I'm bringing down 3 more, so I'm going to have 4 x's in the bottom, because there's already 1 down there, and those other ones are coming down. Now I have 2 y's on the top and 10 y's on the bottom. Y to the 8th on the bottom. So I do need to keep that 1 up there because that's the only thing up there. What's the next one? 14? Oh, that was kind of easy. No negatives, no flipping, no fancy stuff. What does an exponent of 3/4 mean? 4th root cubed. So I'm going to take the 4th root of 16/81 and I'm going to cube it. Okay? What's the 4th root of 16?
2.
2. What's the 4th root of 81? 3. Now I need to cube that. What's 2 cubed? 8. What's 3 cubed?
27.
Answer is 8 27ths.
20.
1 more. What's the next one? 15? Oh, that's an easy one. 81 to the negative 3/2. Okay, now it has a negative. So we start by doing what? Flipping. So we'll flip that and it'll be 1 over 81. to the 3 halves.
9.
That means the square root of 181 cubed. So what's the square root of 1 over 81? 1 over 9. Oh boy. 1 over 9 cubed. 1 over 729. Very, very good. All right, so keep track of the ones we haven't done yet. And if you have questions about those, we'll hit them next time. Somebody remind me. Somebody remind me we need to go over those, okay? All right, tomorrow, or whenever I see you again, we have a quiz. Is that tomorrow?
Yeah.